is they do a live nativity during the Christmas show, and they have to walk the animals. So like at 4 a.m. they're walking the camels and the sheep around the corner here. And there's some poor drunk always coming home at that point who, you know, swears off the bottle after he sees that. But yes, that's one of my favorite things about Radio City Music Hall. There are also some museums up here. And just so you can prove that I didn't lie to you, you'll see that we are now on 6th Avenue again. So you're going to see that we're on West. You've seen some TV show in 1964 with blah, blah, blah. You can see it again. They have it all for you. Up here to your right is another museum. If you see that Blue Man right there, that's just a good eye view for you right there. See the Blue Man in the corner? That's where the MoMA is. Just kind of give you a point of reference to where the MoMA is. When you see the Blue Man, you're close to the MoMA. This is the Hilton. Inside the Hilton, which is what my friend is saying right now, see the -5 ice bar? That's an ice bar. It is 5 degrees below zero in there. Everything in the bar is made of ice. The stools, the bar, everything is ice. For $45, they give you a drink and a parka. And you can go inside. I'm gonna wait till like August because I think I'll really enjoy it. Decades, I love this building. It just screams mid-century, especially those great fountains out front. This was a gift from Boston of love, and it was the Hope one on the other end. The statue given to us after 9/11. We are coming up to Central Park. Guys, I want to Central Park is going to be our companion for the bulk of this tour. There's literally, I think, 8 stops or 9 stops that stop you at Central Park. Just because you want to go to Central Park, make sure you know where you want to go to Central Park and get to the right place. This is the southwest corner of Central Park that we're coming up to. Why you're going to want to go there is if you want to go bicycle riding or do a horse and carriage. So glad. We shouldn't have anything going up here. There are some birthday things going on down and there's Verizon. But if we could go right before our primary, you could not get any right up with everyone in town having rallies and talking to people. So we're very glad the election is over. But this is actually where his son does live. This is where a while back he got some threatening mail from. That is where Donald Trump Jr. actually lives. Right in front of you is the beginning of the park. If you've heard, Manhattan is called the Island of Many Hills, and if you have only made it south of here, you're like, oh, what hills? You're going to see the hills now. We tore them all down and flattened everything for the grid, but here we did not. So you're going to see more and more hills the farther uptown we go. So you can see right there, there's the hills going up into the park. And this is the southwest corner of Central Park. It's a great place, like I said, to rent a bike. If you want to go bicycling, it's also a good place if you want to do the horse-drawn carriage. But we also, one of our last stops, in fact, our last stop number 29, we're about a block down and come around the other side. So if you want to see the whole tour and then get off, you can do that, or you can get off here. But we're going to come to our first stop, which is Columbus Circle, Central Park. Right in front of those 2 towers. That's the Time Warner building. That's where CNN is broadcast. If you look, you might be able to see Anderson Cooper up there. On the bottom floors, it actually is one of our 2 malls. We only have 2 malls in Manhattan. One of them is the Manhattan Mall over on 32nd Street. And then this one here. If you are a mall aficionado and you love your malls, you're going to hate us. Our malls are weak. They have like 1 anchor store and maybe like 12, 15 other stores. They're not. If you went to Minnesota, like you go to the Mall of Americas or you're someplace in Middle America where they have those huge malls, like 5 anchor stores, and they go to PTR stuff. We never had a mall until 1997. We don't know. Number 3, or stop number, sorry, I'm uptown now. Stop number 16.
Nosotros venimos de allá. Acá.
I'm going to have to get a cheat sheet.
Estamos más arriba.
Stop number 16, Columbus Circle. Is anyone getting off at Columbus Circle? Anyone at all? Anyone getting off at Columbus Circle? Yes? Yes. Yep, don't be getting on.
Está bueno porque si llueve, tenemos que aprovechar el día porque creo que el clima está rarísimo. Yo me decía que llovía.
But more importantly, Christopher Columbus, you see that Nathan's hot dog stand there? If you must get a hot dog from the street, go to a Nathan's hot dog vendor. They actually are run through a restaurant. They have to go through the health department. Other hot dog vendors, I swear to you, some of that water is better than I am. And we do have good hospitals here, but that's not how you need to spend your trip in New York, okay? I'm also going to show you where the good there's a great hot dog place up where we're going on 72nd too. There's also a New York tradition, so don't feel like you have to get...
El ingeniero estaba acá en esta vuelta. ¿Qué te dije?
But there's another Nathan's right there. This is a major subway stop too if you want to get anywhere. That is the Trump International Hotel and Tower. That is where Donald Trump lives. And we are now on Central Park West, which is also a very desirable neighborhood. And we'll be looking at Central Park now for quite a while to our right. We're actually going to scoot over a little bit to go to Lincoln Center, and then we'll be right back. We're actually bids to find out who was going to get to design it. And the winning bid was actually, they say the reason why they won it was they not only provided a blueprint of what they were going to do in the park, but they actually provided paintings and what it looked like. And if you look at certain parts of the park, there's very much a painted quality to it. You can almost see the painting.
Por acá pasamos por la cota. La 72.
It is 840 acres. It goes
vamos a
from
grabarlo entonces.
59th to 110th Street.
Fortuna.
You've seen it in Moonstruck, Fame, lots of different movies. It's in front of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Even duck down like this. Please be my friend. If you see I'm going to get clocked by like a tree or a stoplight, please say duck. I will. To your left, that's Alice Tully Hall. That's the main concert hall for Lincoln Center. Above it is the Juilliard School. And then down below, actually, Tisch, which is part of NYU, they are all located downtown except for their television studio. And that's their television studio right there. All right, bargain shoppers of the world. So 3 feet thick, so it's a natural sound barrier. Also, Florence Ziegfeld, if you ever heard of Ziegfeld Follies, he had 2 apartments there on the 17th and 18th floor that were identical down to every knickknack. So that while his wife was on the 18th floor, he gave her that pool in the basement. Then became the Continental Baths, which was a bathhouse back in the 60s and 70s, and it's where Bette Midler was singing with Barry Manilow playing for her. I think they both ended up having quite good careers after that. But that's where it all began for both of them, was at the Ansonia. He was writing West Side Story. It's also where John Lennon and Yoko Ono lived for many years. It's where John Lennon was actually shot at the entrance of the Dakota, which is right down here. It's one of the more frequently photographed spots in New York, right there where that doorman is. That's where the man said, "Are you John Lennon?" and shot and killed him, which is kind of sad. But that is the Dakota. Fun fact, Yoko Ono, I don't think she still is, but up till a few years ago, Yoko Ono was the president of part of the grand scheme. Also, one of the things our newest mayor did, you'll see, you won't see any cars in the park. You really shut off all access to the park by cars. The only way the cars can go across the park is you'll see when we get to one of the main intersections, you'll see where the cars can go across. But they're raised parts of the park so that the pedestrians can't get there. So it really keeps it separate and much safer. Let's get off at stop number 20, the American Museum of Natural History. Another really fun thing to do here, once a year, one day out of the year, on each end of the museum, that's where they line up the balloons for the Macy's parade to blow them up. And we have big parties down here. It's a street party. You come down starting at noon, and they're flat, and they inflate them. You literally can walk up next to them, and you see them. It's really neat.
Ya sé, tarado. No salí.
grabo esto porque yo me corto. Ay, qué rico. Ah, voy otra vez.